Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I'm doing a very highly requested video from down below in the comments and on the live stream, and that is to talk about my user interface and add-ons in the new expansion BfA. So let's hop into game here, hopping around in Thunderbluff this time. Alright, some people wanted some change of scenery, so we're in Thunderbluff, always listening to you guys, but I kind of want to talk about my user interface, my top add-ons for Arena, maybe my top 1 or 2, and then I'll talk about kind of all the ones that I use, quickly show you guys how they're configured as well. But just to show you guys, like, well, first of all, why I changed my user interface. It's very similar to how I've had it in the past. I've been messing around with a couple different new UIs over the last week or two, and a couple of you guys have been asking, actually, like, why does your user interface keep changing? But I think this is the final form, and that's why I'm finally doing a video on it. But I kind of changed my UI because Blizzard changed the default UI, right? This expansion for the first time pretty much ever since vanilla. There's been slight changes. They're the biggest one yet. Most notably, the bags and action buttons are on the bottom right. And as you can see, I removed the bags, and I'll show you guys how I did that here in a second. But bottom right bar, right, I have a lot of my spells actually bound here that you don't need to see, and I have them hidden most of the time, right? So for people wondering, where are your mount keybinds? Where's your focus keybind, slow fall keybind? All of that stuff hidden on the second bar. Go to my interface, action bars, and I hide it. But I can gain those extra keybinds. A second thing you might be wondering is how this action button is right here. Normally it is not here. I use a script to actually move it from here to here. Very clever idea to gain one more little spot there, because actually one of my viewers in the stream had that idea, so I can't take too much credit, but we moved it from here to here so we actually get that extra spot. You can still keybind it in your key bindings in the bottom right hand side, right action bar 2 button 12. So that's kind of one of the first modifications I want to talk about. Second modification, we removed the griffins from the left and right hand side of the action bar just to make it a little bit cleaner. Now I did try removing the artwork from behind my key bindings. However, I ultimately put it back because I just feel very comfortable with it there. If you guys want to remove it, there is scripts to do that as well. So you might be wondering, before I go any further, you might be wondering, what's the add-on you're moving all of this stuff with? What is the add-on, what is your user interface add-on that you're using? And I actually just kind of wrote a little add-on myself that just runs various scripts when you log in called Xaryu. It's going to be doing all of these things for you every time you log in, and it just does them through scripts. So I wrote the scripts to move this button, wrote the scripts to move the eagles. Then continuing, we also wrote a script to move the bags. So normally bags are right here, and there's a little artwork behind it. So remove the bags because look at that gold count, by the way. Pause the video. Look at that gold count. 1337, baby. Not even planned. All right, kind of planned. We did that like a week ago, but I forgot it was there. So I looked at that and I was like, oh, that's funny. Anyway, the bags are removed. Pretty minimal there. On the right hand side, we have some cooldowns. So spell steal when you're playing Kleptomania has a cooldown. Remove curse has an 8-second cooldown. Invis has a cooldown, but I show it here. So the majority of my cooldowns are actually placed on this bottom bar, and that's what I would recommend to most people. Cooldowns on the bottom bar, stuff you don't need to see on this bottom right bar, hide it, and then maybe some extra cooldowns you don't need to see very often, maybe time warp. If you PvE, Time Warp might be a little more valuable, but you can't use it in Arena or Rated Battlegrounds. So Time Warp, not too much of an issue, so I keep it on the right-hand side bar. Hellstone, food, for when I have food in my bags. And then some of these cooldowns that you sometimes are going to use. Now, Ebon Bolt, I actually don't use that currently. I'm using Frozen Touch. I do have it bound in case I wanted to randomly play a game with it, but if I was playing Ebon Bolt more and more, I'd probably find a spot for it down here on this bottom bar so that I could actually burst. Now, a lot of you guys are probably having the question, why do I have these gaps in my bars right here and right here? I've played like this, guys, for many years. If you guys have been watching my channel, I've been playing like this since 2012, 2011, something like that. So it's very difficult for me to play, for example, if there was more abilities bound like this. It's hard to look at. My brain has trouble processing all the different cooldowns and what's available and what's not available. So just as a quick key binding tutorial, all right, this is very basic. When do I have burst? I look right here. Icy Veins, Trinket, Orb. One glance. When do I have defensives? I look right here. Cold Snap, Ice Block, Invisibility, right? Trinket and Racial next to each other as well. Ice Barrier, Temp Shield next to each other as well. Comet Storm, Ice Nova in line for sequence because you use them together a lot of the times. And then 1 through 5 I kind of just always keep there. I don't like scattering 1 through 5 too much. And then Counterspell, Water Ellie, and Ice Nova are the last remaining cooldowns. So everything kind of has a reason, its place in each specific spot. I do this on all of my classes: Shadow Priest, Disc Priest, Sub Rogue, and Arcane Mage. But I'm just going to show you guys the Frost Mage, but they're all designed very similarly, so keep that in mind when you guys are doing your user interfaces for Battle for Azeroth. So that's kind of the UI, the quick layout. Once again, if you guys want Xaryu UI, I'll link it down below in the description, along with all of the other add-ons I'm using. If you guys want to go ahead and get that download link for it, I just uploaded it to Dropbox. Once you download it, just right-click, extract, throw it into your add-ons folder. You should be good to go. I'm trying to think if Xaryu UI does anything else. There might be some slight other modifications. I think I had it so when you log in, it has your target frame, your player frame, and your focus frame lined up like mine if you haven't previously moved them before. I removed a little button. You actually can't see it because it's behind my camera right now, but a button or two on the chat log as well. The social button I removed because it was just kind of poking out for no reason, so I just have that key bound to O. And then there's another little button that I removed that just started flashing with the BfA release. It's the voice chat button, and that was very annoying. I'm not going to use the voice chat. I use Discord. None of my friends really use it, so I just removed it. Well, because I'm not going to use it. And 2, it's kind of annoying to see that flash when I'm in Arena or when I'm in any type of instance or PvP. So I removed that as well. Other than that, I made the action bars not show. I also removed the experience bar. So if you remove the experience bar, your action bars will look like this. Well, actually, default, if you show the experience bar, it'll have the experience bar shown, right? If you hide it manually and join a game, it'll show anyway, which is very annoying. I don't know if you guys would be annoyed by that, but I was annoyed by it. So in the add-on, I also wrote to remove that the honor bar because I don't want to see it. If I need to look at my honor, I can just open this and look at my honor. I don't like the bar being shown, and then also hides it when we're in a game, so you keep that nice, sleek, minimal look, Blizzard-like but minimal, with that experience bar actually hidden. And I think that's about it. There might be a couple other things, but some visual changes. UI looks clean. UI is very functional. Added this extra button by moving it from over here. If you guys want the download, feel free. Now, all right, that's pretty much the user interface, right? Looking pretty clean. I'm actually going to show you my S Arena. I have switched to S Arena from Gladius. Why? I just think the spell bars are a little bit easier to see. Seems to be working very nicely. Seems to resemble Gladius very closely, but I just really like it, and it feels very nice. Party frames are sitting right about here. I'm not in a party right now, but I am using party frames like that as well. And then I also I lined everything up with an add-on called E-Align, which is not necessary, all right, unless you want everything to look exactly perfect. So I lined these up perfectly, focus frame up perfectly. My party frames are lined up right here, so they line up with the S Arena perfectly, and everything just looks very square and aligned. Now this is maybe a little extra, all right? You guys don't need all of that. Well, I needed all of it, all right? I needed all of it to play Arena to the top performance, but if you guys just want some basic add-ons, that the portion of the video will start right now, where we just talk about you're new to Arena, you're new to BfA. What add-ons do I need, Xaryu? All right, if I can give you guys two add-ons that are the most important, all right? You only have time for 2. You're a highly important person. You only have 30 seconds to download these 2 add-ons. All right, here they are. S Arena and Omnibar. Incredible. So Omnibar is going to actually show you enemy cooldowns. You can track kicks, you can track blinds, you can track anything on a cooldown. Icebound Fortitude, Incarnation, anything that you want to track. You can put them on 1 bar, multiple bars. It's incredible for PvP. This is probably my #1 add-on. All right, #1 add-on. So important to track enemy cooldowns, especially enemy kicks, especially if you're playing a healer, but really any class. So very important, Omnibar, okay? Second most important, S Arena. You could also Gladius in this slot, but like I showed you already, guys, the aura tracker is incredible to show if they're feared, if they're polymorphed, if they're cycloned. The cast bars are very clean. The trinket is very nice to keep cooldown, keep eyes on the enemy trinket. The diminishing return tracker is incredible as well, right? To track polymorph, fear, blind, cyclone, anything like that on the diminishing return tracker. So all of these things keep in mind. These are my settings for S-Arena. If you guys just want to pause the video, copy the S-Arena settings. You can move things around with Shift, Control, Click. Shift, Control, Click, move anything on S-Arena around. You can move the cast bars, you can move the entire frame, you can move, whatever. So that's how I made it look like that, if you guys were curious as well. Because I didn't know you could make it look like that, and that's the reason I used Gladius, because I liked how Gladius looked, but now I can make S-Arena look very clean, very simple, but it's also very lightweight, which I do care about with all my add-ons. So I'm going to go over my PvP add-ons here, right? We're gonna glance over all the other ones because they don't really matter that much for the purpose of this video. Advanced interface options gives me extra interface options. You don't need it unless you want to tweak your interface a little bit more than normal. Auctioneer add-on, lightweight. Don't need it for PvP. Battleground enemies. So I was using Zenti targets. It was not updated for BfA, so I am using battleground enemies instead. Very simple battleground enemy add-on. Shows diminishing returns, health, any type of statistic you need to know in the game, trinket, stuff like that. So solid add-on, battleground enemies. If you like to do a lot of battlegrounds, would recommend. Big debuffs. Now, if I could make a list of top 5 add-ons, big debuffs is definitely inside of it, guys. Big debuffs is incredible. Type/BD to bring up the interface. It's going to show buffs and debuffs onto your, or not buffs, actually, just debuffs onto your party frames. So if your healer's polyed, that polymorph is actually going to be larger. It's going to make it very obvious. Very important for awareness, understanding when your healer's in CC, when your party members are in CC. It'll also show things like Smoke Bomb. If the Vampiric Touch, actually should have this enabled as well, but if things like Unstable Affliction are stacking up, Solar Beam, very important. Also, on unit frames, when the player gets CC'd, now I just have this for CC immunities and spell immunities, when the player gets CC'd, instead of their transmog or their helmet that you see there on this player frame, or your target frame, or your focus frame, it'll show that CC itself, like a polymorph icon, or a fear icon, or a psychic scream icon, or a blind icon. Very, very good to keep that awareness up as well. This is a top tier add-on. Big debuffs, top tier add-on for PvP. If I could recommend 3, it'd be S-Arena, Omnibar, and big debuffs would be the best 3, I think. Now, class colors is the add-on I'm using to make my health blue. If I targeted, is there anybody else around here? Nope. Thunderbluff is dead. But for the class colors, guys, if I targeted a rogue, it would be yellow. If I targeted a priest, it would be white. If I targeted a warrior, it would be brown? I don't know. Something like that. But it shows the class color. You do not need this. Alright, this is just purely cosmetic. Combat indicator, actually a very nice add-on when you're playing rogue specifically. It'll put a little X next to the player if they're in combat. The X will be away when they're not in combat. So since I'm out of combat right now, there is no X. If I got into combat, there'd be a slight X. So very nice if you're trying to get a sap on your rogue, or you're wondering right when someone drops out of combat. Nice, small, lightweight add-on to indicate that. Dampening display, once again, another small, lightweight add-on that moves the dampening display from here, because normally it's a debuff called dampening, and you have to mouse over it, see what the dampening's at mid-game. Very annoying. It moves that percentage right here to the top of your screen. 2 thumbs up, very lightweight. Shows you at a dampening display. You can just look at it without having to mouse over the debuff to then see the percentage of dampening. So far, lots of small changes, but very effective ones. Now, here's the E-Align. You don't need it unless you're very particular with your UI and you want things to look snazzy. I definitely wanted to do that. Wanted to make sure everything lined up very well, but definitely not needed. Omnibar we talked about. Omni CC. Now, guys, this is an add-on that Blizzard added to the game by default. Alright, if you press escape, interface, game, action bars, I actually got that first try, show numbers for cooldowns, you can do that. And a lot of people are probably like, why do you have Omni CC? I love Omni CC, alright? There's a lot of options showing you, okay, the finish effect, you can make it pulse, which is very, very nice. So it kind of pulses when you have that cooldown back, which I'll show you here in a second when Kona Cold is back. But it shows you, you can check transparency, size, different options. Look at the color. It changed from yellow to red, and the red got bigger when it was done. And then see that slight little flash when the cooldown was up as well is very nice, okay? You can change the text style. Soon to expire, it's red, under an hour, white, yellow, a bunch of different things, font size, font outline. All of these, I play with everything default, but I love it because if something's on cooldown here, it's yellow, and then it goes red, and then it flashes. I've been playing with this add-on for 8 years or something, very comfortable with it, and definitely think it just looks nicer than the Blizzard UI. Once again, not needed, but it's nice. Not needed, but it's nice. So that's another one that just get it if you want it. Party ability bars. A lot of questions about this add-on. A lot of questions about this add-on. Party ability bars is the add-on that right next to my party frames. I'm not in a party right now, but it shows my teammates' cooldowns. This is how it works, /PAB. Right now, I actually decided to change it so it just shows trinkets for all classes. All right, so it's basically a trinket tracker for everyone in my party, so I can see if my teammates have trinkets available. However, you can add different abilities, maybe Rallying Cry for a warrior, throw the cooldown to whatever it is, 180 or whatever it is, and you can add it to the ability editor, and then it'll actually show that ability on the, like right next to the warrior's frame. Very cool add-on. It's actually, I think it was previously designed by, I want to say Collective? I believe it was Collective, and then recently updated by Jax. Now this update, Jax updated it, and he's giving it to his Twitch subscribers. He also hooked me up with it, so shout out to Jax. It's not an available, like publicly available add-on, so if you want it, you're gonna have to hit up Jax for it or sub to Jax's Twitch. This wasn't even, I didn't mean for this to be like a sellout thing at all. All right, but shout out to Jax for making it. Shout out to Jax for giving it to me. It's not sounds really sellout, but it's not supposed to be. I just like the add-on. It does bug. It does kind of bug out quite a bit. You have to relog or reload if you actually want it to work sometimes. But it is nice just to track trinkets. Once again, this isn't like an insanely valuable add-on, right? You can just be like, do you have trinket up? No, it's up in 30 seconds. Okay, if you're in voice. That's fine, right? So you don't need it, but it is nice to be able to, at a glance, see, okay, he has trinket up in 30 seconds. S-Arena, we talked about. Love it, love it, love it. Lightweight, move arena frames, see the trinkets, see the diminishing return, see the aura watch. Public service announcement. Normal S-Arena, if you download it from Curse, aka Twitch now, does not work. All right, the link for S-Arena will, the diminishing return tracker and the aura tracker will not work, but S-Arena itself will. If you want a working version, I have the link down below. I actually modified it myself a little bit with some help from the live stream, mainly help from the live stream. I'm just the one who edited the files and uploaded it. My S-Arena will work, all right? The DR tracker will work and the aura watch will work as well. So you can go ahead and download that if you want S-Arena. Also, I think there's an updated Gladius working, and that's just as I'm putting this video live. I'm sure S-Arena will update itself within a week or two anyway. So if you're watching this a little bit later after it goes live, it's probably good to go just from Twitch. SCADA damage meter, and I know a lot of people watching this video probably like, SCADA, come on, sorry, that's so 2016 or 2015 or something. Get up to pace, get details. And you know what I have to say to that? You guys are probably right. I probably should get details. It's probably better in every way. It shows enemy damage and enemy cooldowns, and yeah, I'm behind the times in that one. I'll probably update that eventually, but I don't use the damage meter too much at all. I pretty much just use it to be like, alright, how much damage should I do? Okay, nice. Alright, and I don't PvE, so if just as a PvPer, I wouldn't say it's incredibly important, but it is nice to look at damage after the game and see, how did I die? How much of my damage is from this? How much is my damage from this? Maybe I should try out this. You know, so it is good to theory craft with it, even in PvP. So I would recommend SCADA or Details just to have it installed on the side and use it sometimes. Spell Alerter. All right, another Jax updated add-on. So the same kind of asterisk applies with the Party Ability Bars add-on, that if you're sub to him, you can get it. If not, I don't know if this is publicly available, but I think it was initially created, I would like to say by Collective once again. Yeah, this is by Collective once again, and this is just an add-on that will show important casts from the target to the specific target. Not a needed add-on. I do like it though for Chaos Bolt and Glacial Spike. So if it's a Chaos Bolt from Xaryu to Collector, it would show Xaryu, Arrow, Collector, right? That's very nice for these specific abilities. Once again, not super crazy important, not super needed, but it does add a little bit of awareness in a game where a lot of stuff might be going on. Just boom, see that, know the Chaos Bolt's coming, counterspell it, lock it, line of sight it, blink it, whatever. Tell me when. Now, tell me when is... I wish I didn't use this add-on ever, okay? This add-on helps a lot, but it kind of makes you dependent on it if you use it too much. What I mean by that is I have a tell me when for Arcane Intellect, right? If my Arcane Intellect falls, it'll pop up here, rebuff, and it disappears. All right, I have a tell me when if I'm pain supped, if I'm iron barked, if I have a sacrifice, or if I have a ray of hope. So instantly it pops up my screen if I have any of those buffs, okay? And then I'll see that on any character, so then I'll know, okay, I'm pain supped, I'm 40% life and I'm pain supped, so I should be okay. Or I'm 1% life, but I have that ray of hope, so I'm gonna be fine. All of these things are very important to instantly recognize that you have, even if your healer is in Discord with you, and they're like, I sacked you, but you're 1% life, you can't, like, it's either like, am I blocking or not? And if you see the sack instantly there, you know you're fine, right? You see the Ray of Hope instantly there, you know you're fine. So I added these abilities just so I could see it very quick. The scary part about the add-on means you're not looking at your buffs as much, and I have noticed that. So I would put this add-on in the category of really OP, but kind of a warning as it might reduce your awareness to your buffs and debuffs. That's why I had to put Arcane Intellect here as well, right above my party frame, so I can actually see, okay, do I need the rebuff? Yeah, okay, let's get it, boom. And then the same thing with Temp Shield and Displacement. Specifically with these two, I just like it so I can see I'm not in PvP combat. Oh, can't even enable war mode here, but exactly when Temp Shield is going to expire or wear off. So tell me when, good add-on. I guess basic guide on how to use it. Right click to add another row. Right click to edit icon type. I always use buffs and debuffs. What to track. Type in whatever you want to track. So you could type in, I'll just do pain suppression again. So pain suppression, you click on pain suppression, show timer text, press OK, done, right? Slash show me, I'm going to delete that. Or I'll delete it after the video, but I'm going to delete that because I don't want two pain suppressions out there. But yeah, that's Tell Me When. Good add-on. Xaryu, I think I've talked enough about this. Pretty much just runs all those scripts, those various scripts when you log in to make the UI look nice and butter, crisp, clean, beautiful for all of you guys that want that as well. And it's very lightweight. It's just running probably 15 scripts when you log in to do all those things that we talked about at the start of the video to make your user interface actually look like mine. And the last one here, favorites. Favorites allows you to right click and add to favorites, so I can have battle.net favorites. Okay, I'll add Dino. Dino's my friend. All right, Night Elf Druid here. Love playing with my boy Dino, aka Dino. But you can remove them from favorites. It just adds the favorite option in game, and then I think it puts class colors as well. That's not default, right? Class colors. So Avisura is in yellow because they're a rogue, so you don't have to mouse over and be like, what are they playing on? Just, I know he's a rogue, I know he's a priest. You can scroll down and kind of see all that stuff, right? So those are all my add-ons. All right, a lot of them not needed. Like I said, if you're just going to download a few, S-Arena, Omnibar, big debuffs. Those are the three that you actually need. All the rest, slight modifications that definitely help in your games. But that's the UI, guys. A lot of questions about it, so I hope this kind of clears things up. Based on this video, you should be able to get your UI exactly looking like mine. No updated macros, really. I might have my macro list down below, my add-on list down below if you guys want to check that out. But no updated macros, really, for the new expansion. So excited to jump into some games. I'm rambling now, so I should probably wrap up this video, but I love how the UI is looking for this expansion. Guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you did not like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs down. Talk to me in the comments about what you guys want to see for next time. I definitely do like to read the comments, see what you guys have to see, positive feedback, negative feedback, the people that love the video, the haters, but I definitely want to read the comments, see what you guys want to see for next time. So a lot of questions about the user interface, my add-ons for BfA, and that's why I did this video. So if you guys have any other suggestions, be sure to leave them, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. That sub button definitely helps me out. See you guys in the next upload. Peace.